Okay.
So Gina, we're talking about what's happening at home. There's stress happening. You're having stressful issues happening at work, and your husband is pursuing a degree, and he's got some stress.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with your husband? Maybe some history, whatever you feel like you want to talk about.
Sure. We met after college, and we were actually working at the same bank, and I stayed in the banking path, and he got the job because he was a major in psychology, and that was all he could get. And we started having lunch together, and we got along really well, and he kind of moved out of banking and did some other stuff, and had been floating a little bit, and then came back to counseling. So we've been together it feels like forever. So yeah, which is great. He's trying. I think he's trying to be supportive. Like, he's trying to do more stuff at home, but he's got a lot of stuff to do too. I mean, he has to study and go to school, and I think he hasn't said this to me. I don't know if it's me interpreting or whatever, but I wonder if he feels guilty because he knows I'm so stressed about. I mean, I feel guilty because he's in school, and I want him to be able to be in school, but he's doing all this stuff at home, and I'm not helping very much.
Do you feel? I think I'm hearing that you're feeling guilty because you want to be at home, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But you're also feeling like you're being supportive of him being in school, and he's being supportive of you, and it sounds like he's acknowledging that you have stress at work, but you're still feeling a little bit guilty about him taking on more responsibility at home.
Yeah, he's doing everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And you're do you think it's a good thing that he's taking on more responsibility at home? Is that good for your relationship?
It's really helpful, and in a lot of ways great, and the more toilets he wants to clean, great. I hate cleaning. So I'm all about that if he's happy to do that. Yeah. I think I wish I could spend more time at home, and I wish that I could come home and give him a break so he could study.
Yeah.
And he says he's doing it. He says it's okay, but I still feel bad for him.
Yeah.
So I guess the guilt is self-imposed.
Are you talking? Are the two of you able to talk and share those kinds of thoughts with each other?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay.
I mean, we snarl at each other. Usually, I snarl at him usually because I'm just so he's like, at least wouldn't take a bath tonight. And I was like, I want to go to school dirty. I don't care. And it's not a great idea. But and then I come back and I'm like, I'm sorry. I was snappy and I'm so irritable, and he probably uses his counseling skills on me, which.
So you notice the times that you're feeling irritable.
I do.
And it kind of let it out.
It's hard to control.
Right. But then after the fact, you're able to go back and say, hey, I know I snapped at you a little bit back there.
Yeah.
And that kind of keeps the communication going between the two of you.
Yeah. It'd be probably better if I didn't snap at him, though. If I could, nip that and say, okay. Just don't snap. It's, So, yeah.
Okay. And you're still having those, you're talking a lot about having those feelings like you feel torn, you want to be at home, but there are so many responsibilities at work.
I just feel like I have no option. I feel like if I start going home earlier, or if I don't get everything done that's needs to be done, I'm afraid that it's going to be me on the chopping block next. And great, I get laid off, I get a severance package, but then I need to find a new job. Does my husband have to quit school? Can we keep up with some of the financial commitments we've made? It feels like this just exhausting laundry list of responsibilities that if you don't keep your job, it's so scary.
Yeah, I hear that you're carrying all those things around with you.
Yeah.
And that would be scary.
Yeah.
You know, just wondering what to do with all those little things on your list.
Right.
Would you be comfortable with telling me a little more about what's happening at work? You talked about that there have been layoffs, and there are also a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about communications at home. Do you want to talk a little bit about communications at work? Are you able to talk with your bosses about what's happening?
So my supervisor, my boss, was let go in the last round of layoffs, and I had worked with her for the last 5 years before the merger, and then right up until this last layoff, and it was a surprise to all of us that she was laid off, and the bank who acquired us, the parallel person in that role is now my supervisor, and I don't like him.
Okay.
He's hard to approach. I don't trust him. I don't know if it's founded or not, but I'm not sure if I can go to him and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this, I'm afraid. I almost feel like they're looking for a reason to get rid of more people. And the rumors that I hear are like, he's saying, no, there's not going to be any more layoffs, we're in a good position now, but I look at the stock, and our Dow rating is going down, and like, that's not good, and I've seen some of the financial statements from the bank, and I'm like, things don't look great right now. You can't tell me that everything's rosy. So I think he's saying everything's great, and people who are still from my bank are like, this is, if she got laid off, what keeps any of us safe?
Yeah.
So,
and you don't feel necessarily comfortable with talking with him about these kind of issues. Yeah. Sort of feeling like maybe the companies, they're merging, and they're moving
taking
in.
over the world.
They're moving in.
Yeah, they're moving in. They're taking over.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how you would feel uncomfortable and not. Yeah.
So, I mean, it almost feels like it's a hostile work environment. It almost feels like there's this element or this atmosphere of don't trust anyone because you don't know where the spies are. I mean, it feels like we're playing a game. It feels like we're. I can't think of a movie to compare it to, but it feels like this game of if somebody overhears you,
Yeah. Do you have moments that you can sit at your desk and just kind of take a deep breath and relax for a second and kind of put it in the back and focus on your work? Is it difficult to focus on your work with all of that happening? I guess is my question.
Yeah, no, I mean that's as you were saying, and I'm thinking, it's really difficult to focus on my work at times. There's times when I can kind of get back into the groove, and I really like what I do. And those moments feel good, but I think they're overshadowed by all of this worry and anxiety, and that might be helpful to like think about, okay, let me just take a deep breath and do this, because I think I waste a lot of time feeling so stressed. I feel myself less productive. It's a little bit harder to focus, so.
But I hear you saying that you really like what you do.
I do.
You really like your job.
I like the tasks I get to do.
Okay.
I hate the environment.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's something that we can talk about, ways that you can still love what you do, and cope with and sort of manage what's happening around you at the same time. Do you think that that's something that you would want to do here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to figure out a way not to be so stressed and crabby.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and yeah.
Okay, great. And, with home, we talked about, the communication's pretty good. Did you have moments where you come home from work and you're feeling irritable and it's understandable, and, you said, maybe I can work on, maybe not, would you like to maybe talk about that too, and find ways to work on the stress level and bring it at home and not bring it at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We can work on those things. And is there anything that you were thinking on the way here that you wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about, or things that you're kind of hoping to talk about in session or work on?
I think you covered it with, like, I need to figure out what to do. I can't keep going like this, and I don't want to, and I need to figure out how to deal with things better, or what to do with the stress and the worries, and stop being so cranky. And so I think that's what brought me here, and that's really what I want to work on.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I mean, was that?
Yeah, go ahead. It's hard to shift roles.
It is. Oh, good. And was that